Let's talk about financial statement auditing. I know, for a lot of people in public service, those words might sound a little dry. But here's the thing, they're actually the bedrock of public trust. We're going to explore why this process is about so much more than numbers. It's really about integrity, accountability, and what it means to be a strong leader.
So, when we talk about integrity challenges in public finance, what are we really dealing with? It's not always some big dramatic fraud case. It can be those subtle pressures, right? To maybe overlook a small discrepancy, or not having the right resources to do a thorough check. Sometimes it's just not knowing what red flags to even look for. These are the moments where public trust is either built up or torn down.
And this is why having a proactive stance is just so crucial. It's about not just waiting for problems to pop up, but actively being part of the solution, supporting the government's bigger efforts against corruption. This really shifts your role from just being an administrator to being a true guardian of public funds.
Imagine having the tools to look past the surface of a report. That's what effective auditing gives you. It's a skill that lets you analyze a financial statement and actually spot those subtle signs. Signs of incompetence, maladministration, or even potential asset loss, long before they blow up into a huge problem.
Because really, isn't that the ultimate goal? To boost the integrity and accountability right inside your own department? It's about creating a system that doesn't just look good on paper, but is a genuine, real-world model of efficient and totally responsible financial management.
Okay, so the big question is, how do public officers get these critical skills? Well, one of the best ways is through dedicated training, like the financial audit course we're diving into today. It's designed specifically to tackle these very challenges we've been talking about.
The whole idea here is to truly master the fundamentals. This means you're moving beyond just checking boxes. You're learning how to genuinely identify and manage all kinds of risks, whether it's an intentional misstatement, a simple human error, or a critical oversight that someone missed and you catch it before it can do any damage.
So, how does it work? Well, the program is built on three really key pillars. First, it uses real-life case studies, so you're learning from what's actually happened. Second, it makes sure you have a deep, solid understanding of the specific laws and regulations for public funds. And third, you'll master the government audit process itself, which, as you know, has its own unique twists and turns.
And this is structured as a 2-day journey. It's not just a series of lectures you have to sit through. Let's take a quick look at what that journey looks like.
Day 1 is all about building a rock-solid foundation. You'll cover core concepts, international standards like ISAI 100 and 200 that keep audits consistent and high quality, and the super important risk-based approach. Then, Day 2 is where you put it all into action. It's focused on hands-on skills like audit planning, writing memorandums, and getting your teeth into real-world audit problems.
Now, let's break down the 3-stage audit process you'll learn. It starts with the initial phase, documenting everything and figuring out risk. Stage 2 dives deep into the agency's own internal controls. And the final stage? That's all about strategy, including understanding the crucial difference between evidence for an audit versus the much higher standard of evidence you need in court.
Let's zoom in on a key concept for a second: inherent risk. Think of it this way. A really complex financial transaction is, by its very nature, more likely to be misstated than a simple one. That's true no matter how good your controls are. It's the baseline risk that's just there. Identifying this is always the first step in a really smart audit.
And the learning here is designed to be super active, not passive. By using interactive tools like case studies, discussions, and even role-playing, the training goes way beyond theory. It actually simulates the real-world challenges you're going to face back at the office.
So what's the end goal of all this? It's pretty simple. Master the skills to enhance accountability. Now, let's get specific about who this is really for and what you'll actually walk away with.
So, you might be wondering, is this course right for me? Well, this training is carefully tailored for specific roles within the public service, making sure the content is directly relevant to your day-to-day responsibilities.
First up, we've got officers in grades 41 to 44. If this is you, you're often on the front lines, right? Directly involved in those initial approval processes. That makes your ability to spot issues early on absolutely critical. Next, we move to middle management, those in grades 48 to 52. At this level, your focus really shifts to oversight. Having sharper audit skills here means you can provide better supervision and create a stronger control environment for your entire team. And finally, for our senior management, grade 54 and above, your leadership is what sets the tone for the entire organization's integrity and accountability. This course is designed to reinforce that leadership at a strategic level.
And the outcomes you can expect represent a clear, powerful progression. First, you'll gain a complete understanding of the entire audit process. From there, you'll develop a sharp eye for identifying weaknesses and errors. And most importantly, you'll know how to implement concrete, actionable steps to stop those issues from ever happening again.
Ultimately, the goal here is to equip you with both the knowledge and the framework you need to act with confidence. It's all about building that confidence to lead your teams effectively, knowing that it's backed by unwavering integrity.
And so that brings us right back to where we started, with the challenge of leading with integrity. As we've seen, financial auditing isn't just some technical skill you learn. It's a fundamental part of accountable public service. The real question isn't whether it's important, but how you're going to choose to build and strengthen that skill.